So card number 4 has got a couple of different ways of being assembled. This is what we're looking at. And first of all, what's interesting is all of the gluing is done from the back. So we're actually looking into the card. I'm going to do the second version of this slightly differently. So let's take a look at how it comes together. So first of all, we're going to assemble the card front. And we've got a panel here that we're going to be adding to our front. Now, occasionally, from time to time, when we're putting these together, we do end up with just a tiny bit of the card showing through. So it's important that you get this score line absolutely right. Otherwise, you're going to end up with the tab that I showed you coming through the edge here. So judge that carefully when you're assembling the back of the card. The next part of this we've got is we're going to put the card decoration actually onto the front of the detail. So that you can see what I'm doing as I'm assembling this, I'm going to put the centre in first. It'll give us a guideline for getting all of our mats and layers perfect. So this is going to stick directly onto the back of the card. So I'm just going to open this up and put this in position. So the most important thing with this is using something that allows you to get accuracy, because the borders on the panels are quite narrow. Narrow on purpose so that you actually can get the beautiful, very delicate finish to this. And this one is going to go into here. So it's a great way of you playing with dimension, positive and negative space, and being able to get depth to your designs. So there is the first collection, the first set that I'm going to put in there. The second one is actually going to be the frame on the outside edge. So I'm going to trace the edge, the very edge of my cardstock with my glue. Now it's important you get right to the edge. You don't want to take this glue too far in because we want to be able to utilise the fact that we've got those fine borders. So once you've traced the edge of your design, which we've got here, your border is going to sit on here perfectly. And if you've done a good job with the glue, you should find that it doesn't appear anywhere. It's nice and clean and it sits perfectly like that. The next thing we're going to do, instead of putting this over the top, we're going to open it up and we're going to put it inside like this. So this time I'm going to trace the inside edge on the inside of my card, literally going around the outside edge of it with my glue. And again, remembering that it would be great to be able to use foam pads if you chose to. You could use the first aperture that you've got here and then keep everything else so that it's layered inside. And then the next thing that I need to do is check those borders. So once I've got it partly in place, which we've got here, we should end up with a really good finish. So let's just make sure. You can see this is quite challenging from a crafting perspective, but that's good because we don't want everything to be too easy. So I'm just going to layer that up. And that's the fun part of this design, getting everything in place so that it is all layered. So here we've gone from the white on the front to the black behind. You can see how clever it is on the inside and layered up the design. On this one, we've taken all of the elements, added dimension and included them all in the individual aperture. This is card 4.